Hello, story lovers, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're journeying deep into the heart of the enchanted forest to revisit one of the most iconic fairy tales ever told. The story of Little Red Riding Hood. This isn't just a simple children's tale. It's a rich narrative woven from ancient oral traditions, famously captured by the brothers Grimm and Charles Perrault. For centuries, it has captivated audiences with its perfect blend of adventure, suspense, and profound moral lessons. It's a story that has echoed through generations, reminding us of the timeless dance between innocence and danger. So, grab a cozy blanket and a warm drink as we unravel the layers of this classic tale of bravery, caution, and cleverness. Let's start by reacquainting ourselves with the unforgettable characters who bring this story to life. First, we have our heroine, Little Red Riding Hood. She's a sweet, innocent, and kind-hearted girl, easily recognized by the vibrant red cloak her grandmother made for her. She adores her grandmother and is always eager to help. Then, there's the grandmother herself, a gentle, elderly woman who lives in a quaint cottage nestled deep within the woods. Her love for her granddaughter is the catalyst for our story. Of course, no fairy tale is complete without a villain. And in this story, we have the big bad wolf. He's not just a hungry predator. He's cunning, deceptive, and a master of disguise, representing the hidden dangers that lurk in the world. And finally, in many beloved versions of the tale, we have our hero, the brave woodcutter or hunter, strong and vigilant. He represents safety, justice, and the courage needed to confront evil. Each character plays a crucial role, creating a dynamic that drives the story forward and teaches us valuable lessons along the way. Our adventure begins on a bright, sunny morning. Little Red Riding Hood's mother gives her a basket filled with delicious cake and a bottle of wine, instructing her to take it to her sick grandmother. Her mother gives her a very specific warning. Go straight to your grandmother's house and do not stray from the path. With a cheerful heart and a promise to be careful, Little Red Riding Hood sets off on her journey. The forest is initially a place of wonder, filled with beautiful flowers, singing birds, and dappled sunlight. But this idyllic scene soon changes. It's here, amidst the towering trees, that she encounters the charming yet cunning wolf. He greets her with a friendly smile and begins to ask questions with a sly curiosity. "Good day, Little Red Riding Hood," he says. "And where are you going so early?" Unaware of his wicked nature, the innocent girl tells him all about her sick grandmother and where she lives. The wolf's mind immediately begins to spin a devious plan. He sees an opportunity for not one, but two delicious meals. This is where the wolf's clever deception truly takes center stage. He points out the beautiful flowers growing off the path, suggesting that Little Red Riding Hood should pick a lovely bouquet for her grandmother. "Look at all these pretty flowers," he coaxes. "Why don't you gather some? Your grandmother would be so pleased." Distracted by this seemingly kind suggestion, Little Red Riding Hood forgets her mother's warning and wanders off the path, delighting in the colorful blossoms. While she is happily picking flowers, the wolf doesn't waste a second. He takes the direct route and dashes straight to the grandmother's cottage. He arrives at the door and, deepening his voice to mimic Little Red Riding Hood's, he knocks. "Who's there?" calls the weak voice of the grandmother from inside. "It is I, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf replies sweetly. "I've brought you some cake and wine." The unsuspecting grandmother, too frail to get up, tells him to lift the latch and come in. The wolf bursts in, and in one swift, terrifying moment, he swallows the poor old woman whole. With the grandmother gone, the wolf quickly puts on her nightgown and cap, climbs into her bed, and pulls the curtains closed, eagerly awaiting his next victim. Soon after, Little Red Riding Hood arrives at the cottage. She finds the door ajar and feels a strange sense of unease, which is unusual because she always feels so happy at her grandmother's house. She calls out, "Good morning," but receives no answer. Hesitantly, she walks to the bedside and pulls back the curtains. There, in the dim light, lies her grandmother, looking very peculiar indeed. This leads to the most famous and suspenseful dialogue in the story. "Oh, grandmother," she says, "what big ears you have. They're better to hear you with, my dear," the wolf replies in a disguised, raspy voice. "Grandmother, what big eyes you have," she exclaims. "The better to see you with, my dear." "But grandmother, what big hands you have. The better to hug you with, my dear." Growing more fearful, she whispers, "Oh, grandmother, what a terribly big mouth you have." And with a fearsome roar, the wolf leaps from the bed, shouting, "The better to eat you with," and swallows Little Red Riding Hood in a single gulp. Just when all hope seems lost, our hero enters the scene. A nearby woodcutter, or in some versions a hunter, happens to be passing by the cottage. He thinks to himself that the old woman is snoring unusually loudly and decides to check if everything is all right. Peeking inside, he is shocked to see the big bad wolf sleeping soundly in the grandmother's bed, his belly suspiciously large and round. The woodcutter immediately realizes what has happened. He knows the wolf has likely swallowed the grandmother and decides he must act quickly. Instead of shooting the wolf, which might harm anyone inside, he takes a pair of scissors and carefully begins to snip open the sleeping wolf's stomach. After just a few cuts, he sees a flash of a red cloak, and out pops Little Red Riding Hood, safe and sound. A moment later, the grandmother emerges as well, weak but alive. Overjoyed and relieved, they filled the wolf's belly with heavy stones. When the wolf finally wakes up and tries to run away, the weight of the stones causes him to collapse, and the threat is vanquished for good. Safety and peace are restored to the forest, all thanks to the woodcutter's quick thinking and bravery. Beyond the thrilling plot, Little Red Riding Hood is a story packed with enduring moral lessons. The most prominent one is the importance of caution. The story serves as a powerful warning against talking to strangers and trusting too easily. The wolf's charming exterior hides a dangerous nature, teaching us that appearances can be deceiving and that we should be wary of those who try to lead us astray. Another key lesson is about obedience. Little Red Riding Hood's troubles begin the moment she disobeys her mother and strays from the path. This emphasizes the value of listening to the wise advice of our elders, as their guidance is often meant to protect us from unseen dangers. Finally, the story celebrates the power of bravery and resourcefulness. The woodcutter's courage to confront the wolf and his cleverness in rescuing the victims without harming them show that even in the face of great peril, quick thinking and a brave heart can overcome adversity. These lessons are simple, yet profoundly important for audiences of all ages. The enduring appeal of Little Red Riding Hood is evident in its immense cultural significance. This seemingly simple tale has been retold and reimagined countless times across the globe. From classic illustrated children's books to complex theatrical plays, from animated cartoons to big budget Hollywood movies, the story's core elements have proven incredibly adaptable. Each new version brings a unique flavor, sometimes making Little Red Riding Hood more heroic, other times exploring the wolf's perspective, but the central themes remain. Its straightforward narrative and crystal-clear moral lessons make it a favorite tool for teaching children about safety and critical thinking. It has become a cultural touchstone, a symbol of the journey from innocence to awareness of the ever-present dangers in the world, and ultimately, of the triumphant victory of good over evil. The image of a little girl in a red cloak walking through a dark forest is instantly recognizable, a testament to the story's deep roots in our collective consciousness. So, as we close the book on our journey today, it's clear that Little Red Riding Hood is so much more than just a fairy tale. It is a timeless narrative that continues to resonate with us because it speaks to fundamental human experiences. It teaches us to be cautious, but not to live in fear, to listen to wisdom, but also to find our own courage, and to understand that even when we make mistakes, there is often a path to redemption and safety. The story's magical blend of danger, suspense, and ultimate triumph ensures that it will continue to be shared and cherished, entertaining and educating new generations for many years to come. It's a beautiful reminder that the oldest stories often hold the most valuable truths. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration of a classic tale. What are your favorite memories or versions of Little Red Riding Hood? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into the stories that have shaped our world. We'll see you in the next one.